Gulf a priority. So the southern leg of it, we're making a priority, and we're going to go ahead and get that done. The northern portion of it, we're going to have to review properly to make sure that the health and safety of the American people are protected. That's common sense.
Yeah, well, these pipelines rupture every day, you know. I mean, you heard about the pipeline that ruptured yesterday, right? Killed a bunch of snail darters. It seeped onto a Highway 70 in Missouri, and it just, you should have seen the traffic accident, all the cars that slipped off the highway. Because these pipelines, they rupture every day. You know that, don't you? Now, we got to be protecting the people and their safety and health. Because what's in that pipe? That's oil, that dirty, rotten, filthy stuff. Oil, we can't have it. This is such a crock. Here's the next bite.
If you guys are talking to your friends, your neighbors, your co-workers, your aunts or uncles, and they're wondering what's going on in terms of oil production, you just tell them, anybody who suggests that somehow we're suppressing domestic oil production isn't paying attention. I want everybody to understand this. We use 20% of the world's oil. We only produce 2% of the world's oil. Even if we opened up every inch of the country, if I put a oil rig on the South Lawn, if we had one right next to the Washington Monument, even if we drilled every little bit of this great country of ours, we'd still have to buy the rest of our needs from someplace else if we keep on using the same amount of energy, the same amount of oil.
None of that's true, folks. We've had the documented stories with the facts this week and last and in previous days on domestic oil production. And here they are again. Domestic oil production on privately owned land, where big oil has its rigs and smaller oil companies have their rigs. That oil production is way up. Oil production on federally owned lands is near an all-time low because that's what he has ordered. In addition, there are no permits being granted for private sector firms to go drill for, find, explore, whatever, oil on federally owned lands. The third thing is, with shale oil and its discoveries in the northern plains of this country, we now have, this 2% figure has been blown out of the water too, we now have accessible to us more oil than Saudi Arabia had. We now have accessible to us. I had the news from the Investors Business Daily. They got it from the Oil Institute. We have enough oil in the lower 48. Well, let's count Alaska in this. To provide enough oil at current annual consumption rates to power this country for over 200 years. That's how much oil we have. We wouldn't have to buy any. We wouldn't have to import any. He's very sensitive to this charge, oil production being down, and he ought to be because it is down on land that he has control of. You guys talking to your friends and neighbors, co-workers, and you tell them anybody suggests somehow we're suppressing domestic oil, but they didn't pay attention. See, Mr. President, that's your problem. We are paying attention. And we know how you're making all this up. We know where the oil is being produced in this country and where it's being stifled by you.